I want to share something with you guys real quick that I found extremely helpful, and I just want to be able to share and pass the message along. But like for years, I would take advice from everybody. I mean, anybody on YouTube, I would consume their content, and I'd have 10 people telling me to do a specific thing. And what would happen was I would come to a problem and I wouldn't know whose advice to take. They were all shouting in my head at a table, trying to figure out which direction we're going to take this thing. And I realized that this is a big problem, right? You know, it's good to get advice, but it's not good to get too much advice. And what I mean is, like, you have to figure out who you're going to pick. You really do got to pick. I picked two people. I listen to Alex Hormozi and I listen to Andy Frisella. Those are the two main influences that I allow to download all that information in my brain. I consume their content, and I am a student of their craft and everything that they say. And the reason I do this is because now I can ask myself in a position, right, where a problem comes up, and I can now say, what would Alex do? What would Andy do? And I could refer to these two individuals, and I could get a good idea of what exactly they would do to handle the situation. And so instead of kind of dabbling in everybody's advice and their different worlds, I wanted to find somebody who does and has what I admire. I admire so much what Andy Frisella has built, and with his company and with the values that he instills in people and the impact that he's had on individuals. And I value Alex Hormozi so much for his practical business advice, taking concepts that seem so complicated, turning them into very simple things, and actually showing that, like, how to do it, right? I just respect this guy so much. And I take these two individuals and I will ask myself that question: what would they do in this scenario? And that has helped me so much figure out what I need to do to take the next step forward, because I'm not trying to be every single entrepreneur out there, because they've all made different choices and they live different lives. And you don't want to listen to somebody. Like, that's fine if they've made millions or they've built a great business their own way, but I don't necessarily feel like I'm that kind of person. You don't want to take advice from that individual. Not saying that the advice isn't good, but you want to be very selective. And so you don't really need to tune into this guy's channel, because if you're only taking away 20% of his advice versus taking away 80% of someone else's advice because it's relatable and you come from a similar background, or you actually admire and kind of aspire to be like this individual, that's the person you want to take advice from. And so when I started doing that, I started doubling down on Andy Frisella's content more than I already was. And more importantly, I picked specifically for business Andy. I love for the values and the mindset and all that good stuff. And he has great business principles, but he's more focused on like, you got to be hardcore. And with Alex, it's very math heavy, and tactics and business stuff like that. So I really, really like that. So I doubled down on consuming Alex's content so that I could study it. I could go deeper into that and understand about what drives Alex. What does he know that I don't? So that instead of me asking Alex or his content, or where the medium in which I get the content, so that it'll spit out an answer for me, if I can map out why this man can come up with the answers he does, then I could come up with the answers very similar in my own life. And I think this is going to be a massive jump in your ability to actually solve problems and get past them faster, because you're going to eliminate the arguing in your head and the confusion. The confusion is the biggest thing, because the confusion leads to a lack of focus. And so when you're confused, you cannot focus, because focus is the ability to prioritize the most important thing. And if you are confused, you're going to have a really difficult time focusing. And when you can't focus, you cannot make progress. Okay. So it's something I really wanted to share because it's been extremely helpful for me. If I'm on YouTube, I don't watch content from other people. If it's something very niche and specific, maybe, but I really curate my feeds so that the times that I do spend researching or learning, it is only from these people. So with Alex, I'm buying all his books, I'm buying his courses, I'm buying all, like, well, his courses are free, but his materials, his books, I've said already, whatever, his podcast, I consume it all. And that is going to make you way more effective because you can go deeper. So I hope this really helps, because it has helped me and I've got so much more to share. I'm just happy that I get to sit down and talk to you guys and take all this stuff that's been in my brain. I live, eat, and breathe this stuff. It does not turn off. There's no off switch. I am constantly consuming this stuff and trying to figure out a way to get better. And I just hope that you guys, when you're out there and you're hungry and you're learning and you just can't stop, that this could be a tool that you can implement to help you focus and just be way more effective. Let's kill it, guys. Let's crush it. Let's keep building.